The Indian High Commissioner to Canada has responded to the explosion in the Indian restaurant in Canada. Vikas Swarup has said that the 3 Indians who were injured in the explosion are in stable condition now. He has confirmed that India's Consul General in Toronto has visited the hospital and met with the victims. Now, Toronto police tweeted this photo of 2 suspects who they say had detonated an improvised explosive device inside the restaurant. On your screens right now, though, is of course the statement from Vikas Swarup. He has said that the Consul General in Toronto has visited the hospital and confirmed that the 3 Indian Canadians who were reportedly in a critical condition are now in a stable situation. Now on to the photograph. We'll get to that in a minute. My colleague Siddhant Sibbal is joining us on the phone line for more on that story. Siddhant, the Indian machinery, of course, reacting to what's happening in Canada. What more details can you share with us? All right, we'll reconnect with Siddhant in a second. In the meantime, the Canadian police has tweeted a photograph showing 2 men with dark zip-up hoodies walking into the restaurant. One of them appears to carry something. Let's listen into some reactions as well.
We received the call at approximately 10:30 p.m. this evening. We responded to an explosion in the area of Ontario and Eglinton in Mississauga. So far, we have the plaza sealed off and we're investigating.
So we transported 15 patients from the scene to the local area hospitals. 3 of those patients went down to Trauma Center in Toronto.
What's the type of injuries?
They would be consistent with an explosion. I don't have the specifics on the exact injuries that were sustained by the patients, but 3 of them were critical enough to require a trauma center.
Right, Siddhant Sibbal, my colleague on the phone line with me now. Siddhant, the Indian High Commissioner to Canada has responded to the explosion. What more details can you share with us right now?
Well, our Consul General in Toronto has visited the hospital and confirmed that 3 Indian Canadians who were reported to be critical are now stable. Now, remember, 3 were critical and 15 were injured. And the Canadian High Commissioner to India has also reacted on Twitter and said they're closely monitoring the reports of the explosion. Dawn has just broken in Canada because this incident happened yesterday, local time 10:30 p.m. And since then, it has been a pretty long night for the people who have been impacted, and of course the Indian diplomats in Toronto who have been closely monitoring the situation. So as of now, no one has been. The Canadian police hasn't pointed finger at certain suspects, but they have released certain pictures of 2 suspects at least. That is the latest we have, and of course, as the day progresses, there in Canada, we'll get more updates.
Right, and as far as the incident itself goes, any reason why we're picking up, Siddhant, from Canadian authorities as to why an Indian restaurant was targeted in particular? Is that one line of inquiry perhaps that is being explored?
Well, the local authorities haven't reacted other than releasing pictures of 2 suspects. And of course, this is the first time that an Indian establishment has come under attack in Canada, where the Indian community has not only progressed but become vital part of the community there. And Punjabi is the 3rd largest spoken language in Canada, and we all know about the Indian community. They celebrate Diwali, they celebrate all the Indian festivals there. But this is of course indeed shocking. Yes, of course, the government and the police there must be doing all the investigation in that line also. Why the Indian establishment was under attack, why an Indian establishment was targeted, but as of now they haven't pointed fingers at a certain suspect or certain line of thought. Usually, either it is the Khalistanis or either it's the racist elements that can be suspected behind attack, but it's too early to point fingers at.
Sure. Right, we leave it at that. Siddhant, thanks for that update. For our viewers just joining in, India's High Commissioner to Canada has reacted. Remember, Canadian police released the photo on your right, on the right of your screens earlier today, in which 2 suspects can be seen walking into the restaurant in zipped-up hoodies. One of them appears to be carrying something. Remember, they exploded the device and then fled the scene. Authorities are still trying to figure out more details. In the meantime, the 15 who've been injured, of them 3 critically, are now in stable condition. India's Consul General has managed to meet with them as well.